Alrighty guys, I am starting this look off using CoverGirl's Lid Lock Up to prime my eyes, just applying that directly to the lid and then using my finger to blend it in. Now this primer is a relatively new one, but the premise behind a throwback tutorial is to have a mix of old and new, specifically the star of the show, the LORAC Pro Palette. As you can see, mine is well loved and I want to go back and kind of rediscover my love for this palette. So to start this look off, I'm taking a mixture of the shades Cream and Taupe and using a fluffy blending brush to run that through my crease. Moving on to the shade Sable and a pretty thin winged liner brush, I'm going to use this shade as the base of my look. What I really wanted to do was kind of build layers of shadow, starting with the lightest in this wing to create a nice smoky base for me to then layer deeper, more dramatic shadows on top of. So I'm taking Sable here and creating a rough outline of what I would like my wing to be. Now as you're going in and applying this shade, don't worry about being too precise. This is, after all, a smoky winged liner look, and so it gives you a little bit of room to fudge here and there. Plus we're going to take a makeup wipe and go clean it up later, so just kind of get it on there, get your rough outline on, and then we'll move on to the deeper shades. Taking the shades Espresso and Black, I'm getting a little bit more precise here, taking that same liner brush and really getting that close to my upper lash line, starting in my outer corner and then working its way inward. To make sure I'm creating a really nice, smooth, even gradient all across the wing, I then go back and forth between that precise angled brush and a little bit of a fluffier angled brush to help blend that all upward. Then to make sure that wing line is extra crisp, I just went in with a makeup wipe to clean that edge up, and it'll also help you get your wings even if, like me, you tend to have, sisters, not twins. Now to make the look extra dramatic and smoky, I'm going in with a deep chocolate matte eyeliner, running that along my lower lash line, but this time I'm also taking extra care to get in my inner corner. Tracing and intensifying that inner corner creates a really interesting balance to the wing look, and it can totally transform the shape of your eye. Last up for the eyes is of course mascara. I'm giving my lashes both top and bottom a couple of good coats of Butter London's Stroke of Wow mascara. Then moving on to the rest of the face, I'm going in with a throwback foundation that I totally forgot to film a close-up of, by the way, but it is Elsie's Micro Silk foundation and mine is in the shade Sand. I used to love the coverage of this foundation and how it looked super full coverage without looking overdone and cakey. Ultimately, it fell to the back of my collection as I started trying and using new things, but this really made me realize how much I love the way it sits on my skin. I'm also using a beauty blender here, which is a real throwback for me because I kind of stopped using them years ago. Just thinking about bacteria growing in a wet sponge ugged me out, but I recently reached for it again and fell back in love with the coverage that it provided. The concealer here is another throwback for me. Tarte Shape Tape was a longtime favorite of mine, but probably 6 to 8 months ago, I want to say, I started using Estee Lauder's Double Wear concealer. And while the Estee Lauder has a slightly thinner formula but the same full coverage, so it lends itself to being a little bit more layerable than the Tarte Shape Tape, I realized I miss how thick and silky and creamy the Shape Tape was. I think that thicker consistency helps smooth any texture differences my skin has that the Estee Lauder just can't. Next is bronzer, another throwback for me. This is one of the best matte bronzer palettes from the drugstore. It's from Physicians Formula and it is their matte sculpting palette. So I took the 2 bronzing shades in there, mixed them up and applied them where I would normally apply bronzer, the hollows of my cheeks, my temples, and along my jaw. For highlight, I'm actually going back into my Pro palette into the shades Nude and Champagne. Together they create a gorgeous blinding highlight, and so I'm just applying that to the tops of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, and my Cupid's bow. Now back to using some more current favorite products. For the brows, I'm first going in with CoverGirl's Micro Fine and Define Pencil. This I use to fill in my brows. I love it because it's super thin, so it recreates the look of natural hair super easily. Then to add a little bit more fullness and set my brows in place, I use L'Oreal's Brow Stylist Boost and Set Brow Mascara. It's a fibrous tinted gel formula, so it does an awesome job at adding that volume, but also setting your brows in place all day. And last are the lips. I'm jumping back to a nude liquid lipstick I haven't used in ages. This is Wet n Wild's Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in the shade Nudist Peach, and I'm just applying that all over my lips. Super simple. If you want to change up this look, try reaching for a bolder lip. Because it's a smokier, more diffused cat eye, it's a little bit less harsh and dramatic. I think you can still balance it out with an even more vibrant red or maybe even a purple lipstick, so go ahead and play around. So that is it for this look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this throwback tutorial, and I'd also love to hear from you guys in the comments below what other palettes you would like to see resurrected in a throwback tutorial. Let me know. Besides that, really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys!